Okay, this is my differential equation question. First problem is a limit question. Anytime I see a limit, first thing I should do is do a direct substitution. So if I plug in 0 though, f of 0 is -1, so I get 0 on the top, 0 on the bottom. So that tells me I need to do L'Hopital's rule. L'Hopital's rule just says take the derivative of the top, which would be f prime, derivative of the bottom is cosine of x. And if I plug in 0, f prime of 0 is given as -1, cosine of f prime of 0 is not -1, that's f of 0. F prime of 0 is what you get when you plug in 0 for x and -1 here. This is actually 2, and cosine of 0 is 1, so this is 2. Okay. Part B, Euler's method. So I'm going to set up my table. I need the point. I need dy dx, which is my slope. This is my equation for the slope. And then I need the change in y, which is really dy, which is the same as dy dx times dx. Okay, I'm going to start at the point 0, -1. dy dx at this point would be -1 squared is 1, plug in 0, this is 2. dy dx is 2. Delta x, I'm going to go from 0 to 1/2 in 2 steps, so dx is really 1/4. So my dy on the first piece is 1/2. So I'm going to go up by 1/4 for x. I'm going to take my y value, add it to the previous, so -1 plus 1/2 is -1/2. My new dy dx at this point, -1/2 squared times 2 times 1/4 plus 2. This is 1/4 times 5/2, which is really 5/8. So dy dx is 5/8 times 1/4, which is 5/32. So my final value would be -1/2 plus 5/32. You can leave your answer like that, or if you simplify it, it's the same as -11/32. Lastly, part C, find the solution. Separate your variables. Here's the first step. Okay, separate your variables, integrate both sides. This is not a natural log function because you don't have a du. This is really y to the -2, so this integral should be -1/y, x squared plus 2x plus c. If you wrote this side as natural log of y, you would lose all the points for this problem because you have changed the nature of this problem. Okay, you can find c here if you want. There's lots of ways to solve this. I'm going to solve this for y first. If you cross multiply, I know basically all that happens is this flips. Okay, they tell you f of 0 is equal to -1, so if I plug in 0 for x, -1 for y, I know c has to be 1, so this is my equation.